Hey comic book fans, welcome back to the Comic Fix, your one-stop shop for every single thing DC Comics, do some creator-owned to a little bit Marvel. My name's David, and welcome back to the Comic Fix. Now in today's episode, I'm going to be taking a look at Marvel and DC and the events that they have coming out this week. Starting off with Justice League issue number 23, the conclusion of Trinity War. Now with this being the conclusion, will Jeff Johns be able to tie a nice little bow on this story and make all the plot lines have a nice conclusion to them and make them make sense? And does he do this? Yes, he does. I absolutely love the way that he concludes on what is happening with Superman. Now, as you should know, Superman, he went and killed a member of the Justice League of America. And after that, he just started to have all these veins starting showing up all around him, and he just looked very sick. And everybody was wondering, what the hell is going on with Superman? And here we find out there's a little bit of kryptonite in his brain. And that is the reason why all this just the sickness is coming upon Superman. So I absolutely love that, and you get the reason why, and it all makes sense. And you do, in this issue, you find out who is the traitor in the Justice League circle. And when you find that out, you are blown away. I mean, I did not expect this. And I am not going to ruin it here, but if you're reading this Trinity War and you get to this ending and you expected this ending, I got props to you, because I was not expecting this whatsoever. Now, the person that stole the show in this whole entire issue was John Constantine. When he came into this issue just at the start, he has Pandora's box. And he's looking at all these cape superheroes, and he's just thinking to himself, they don't know what the hell they're doing. I know magic, and this right here is something that's just beyond their capabilities. And you see that just by having this box in their vicinity has changed them drastically. And with Evan Rice's artwork in here, everything just pops, and I just love his artwork to death. I think he's the thing that was missing throughout those Justice League of America and Justice League Dark issues, was Evan Rice's artwork. His artwork is just beautiful, and it works for the event as a whole. And I wish that he would have been the one to draw this whole entire event. But I know it would have been really impossible for him to do 3 issues a month to get this story concluded. So, in the end, Justice League of America, issue number 23, the conclusion of Trinity War, had a very good wrap-up, and it made me excited for Forever Evil. And that was one thing I was hoping for with this Trinity War conclusion, is that it just got me excited for the next big old event. And it makes me can't wait for my next week to go and read Forever Evil, which is going to be so freaking fantastic. So in the end, Justice League of America, issue number 23 is a fun ride, and it has a really good conclusion for the Trinity War. So it gets 4 out of 5. Now it's time to take a look at Marvel's side with New Avengers, issue number 9, an Infinity tie-in. Now with this Infinity tie-ins, Jonathan Hickman's basically had a layout, which is so fantastic, which I'm showing you right here, that tells you that there's only 2 tie-ins to look at. New Avengers and Avengers. Now with New Avengers issue number 9, Thanos is going and attacking Earth. He is having his army going and looking for these Infinity Gems. And his tactics about doing this is so freaking awesome, because he's not just going and attacking just random sites. He's going and attacking the Illuminati at the core. Now, we had this character called the Outrider, and he went into Black Bolt's mind and took out some of his memories of the Infinity Gems, and it's just so freaking fantastic on how they portray Thanos getting out the information from the Outrider. That just makes it go like, oh my god, this is so freaking awesome. Jonathan Hickman in this issue has such a great idea behind the Infinity event, and his execution is top notch. I love every single moment of this. I may not be the biggest Marvel guy, I may not know the Marvel lore in and out, but I just get the sense that Jonathan Hickman's recreating the Marvel Universe in his image. And this issue was just freaking fun. And it has an ending that just makes you go, oh my god, how is this all going to end? Because the person you don't expect to go against the Avengers is just amazing. And it makes sense, because you just have to read to. I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm just going to tell you right now. New Avengers issue number 9, Infinity. That these Infinity tie-ins and Infinity as a whole has been really impressive up to now, and my mind's blown. Marvel and Jonathan Hickman, the way your execution of this event is just freaking awesome. I just love it to death, and just going through all the artwork in here is just mind blowing. The words can't explain by how much I loved this issue. And I think this is my favorite tie-in out of them all. Because the one thing I thought that was lacking in the Avengers tie-in was at the point where the battle cruisers were going in and you saw all this mass destruction, but the artist, I just didn't know what was going on. But in this issue, Thanos and the way his tactics are against the Avengers, or the new Avengers, makes sense. And it just blew my mind by how awesome just the execution of this book is. This book amazed me immensely, and I think everybody should give Infinity a try. So in the end, New Avengers issue number 9 gets a 5 out of 5, and go pick this book up right now because Infinity is freaking amazing. Now, who is the most disappointing character in all of comics, Marvel or DC? That is none other than Superman. The past couple of years, Superman has been just so downgraded and just has not had any good writer on his book up until Scott Snyder took it up. So in here we have Superman issue number 23, which I thought was going to be written by Scott Lobdell, and if you all should know, I really dislike that guy. But it's none other than Mike Johnson. He's going to be doing the writing on this issue. And then I was looking at the credits, and it said Mike Johnson doing the writing, and then Eddie Barrows, who is an artist at DC Comics, he's going to be doing the thumbnails. I thought, this could be interesting, or just going to go horribly wrong. I gotta say, it went to horribly wrong, and I didn't get the feeling that these writers were in sync with one another. I mean, there wasn't no convoluted parts about it, but it was just Eddie Barrows, I thought, talked way too much in this issue, and he tried to make some jokes, and it just did not work whatsoever. Now, the only good thing I could say about Superman issue number 23 is that with the storyline of Hector Hammond and the Queen, they're both side characters. They both have mind control capabilities, and it's interesting to see Superman going and fighting a fight that he can't use his fists. And to see how Superman's trying to deal with it, which, in a way, Superman's not dealing with it very well. He's just so overwhelmed that it's kind of interesting at a point, but the execution I just don't feel is there. The point that just got me so turned off is, first off, I'm not a big Hector Hammond fan whatsoever. I just don't like the look of his character. The only time I did was under Kevin I can't really say his name, but anyways, under his artwork, there's a point in one of the issues that he last did where you see Hector Hammond coming out of the dark, and you see these henchmen just going and holding his body up, and just the weight and the way that the henchmen looked, it just was creepy, and I was like, man, I really like this direction. But ever since that issue that he did, he hasn't been on the book, and I thought the book has gone downhill since. I really would like to see Superman get a fresh young writer on this series and kind of try to revamp him again, because he really needs it. I mean, Scott Snyder, when I read Scott Snyder's issue 1 and 2 of his Unchained series, and I gotta say, he got an awesome voice for Superman. And I would like to see some young kid come up and say, I got Superman's story, that's gonna be awesome to tell, and maybe get some revitalization to Superman as a whole. Because right now, Superman is just dying, people, and I'm really sad to see. So Superman issue number 23 was a mixed bag, and it was not that good. The storyline was not that great, and the artwork was just there. I could have done easily without just picking up this issue. This is my last issue for this series until I see some improvement with the writing team and with the artwork. So Superman issue number 23 gets a 2 out of 5. And on my next episode, I'm going to be looking at more Marvel and DC. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and tell me, people, what did you get this week? And what is your favorite book that you read this week? Comment below and let me know, and I just keep the conversation rolling. So I'll see you guys next time.